Hey, hi, hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Amber, and today I'm going to be sharing with you a review for Feminism is for Everybody, Passionate Politics by Bell Hooks. This is a nonfiction centered on an intro to feminism. I believe she wanted this book to be an accessible guide to what feminism can look like, what it's meant to be, all these things. And it's kind of funny because I read reviews of this book before I picked it up, and people were talking about how this was academic, it was too academic, and when I picked this up, I was expecting it to be to read like that, and I was like, these people are so wrong, and I'm questioning these people. I have like, what's your real issues? Because she talks about how, a lot through the book, about how white feminism was a detriment to the movement because it excluded black and brown folks. Like, she brings it up, and it's very curious to me. Like, is this why? Because maybe their real issue is that she challenged their white feminism in this book. That's just like a little thing for me. Because when I read this, I was like, this is so much easier. Like, this just feels like somebody telling you, like, all these things. It's very easy and accessible. And also, like, if you already have a pretty good understanding of feminism, if you're in those social circles and you're discussing feminism and listening and reading about this already, like if you've been in that, especially when it comes to like the intersectionality of things, these are things that you're already getting to know, so there wouldn't be much new to it. Like, I had a basic understanding of everything that she was talking about. I think it is important and vital to solidify your views on things and to challenge yourself, because there might be some things here, even especially for white people, that might challenge them on certain things. But either way, I think this is an important read. And I appreciate what the author was doing with this. For the most part, I will say that there is a quote, and I'm just trying to look up my review, that I took issue with. Because throughout the book, I was having issues with the way that she talked about, specifically lesbians, because she brought up lesbians a lot in talking about how they were a vital aspect in the feminist movement and moving the movement forward, etc. But every time that she would talk about them, there was like certain ways that she would talk about the gender, their sexual identity, that made me think that she was like, is she saying that this is a choice? Like, what is she trying to really say? And I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt that maybe it was just like, maybe it was like anything. Maybe she was dealing with her own internalized homophobia, whatever. But then this quote comes up, and it says, there are many women who will never understand what two women together do sexually, who will never desire another woman sexually, but who will always support the right of the woman to choose to be lesbian or bisexual. And she very clearly states right there that she believes that it's a choice to be a lesbian. And I wanted to be like, is it a choice to be heterosexual? Like, I don't know what the Hook's sexuality is. I think I remember I looked, like, I was looking this up, and there was like something like that she kind of like, it almost felt like she didn't really have like an identity. Like, it was like, she said something, I forgot what she called it though, but like, so like, I don't even think that she herself saw herself as heterosexual fully, but she also only had relations with men that we know of. Like, we don't know. Like, we don't know. So I am not going to make assumptions, but I just want to say, like, I wanted to challenge on that. Like, people who are heterosexual don't think that's a choice, and she knows, she should know that. I would assume she did know that. So why are you saying that someone who doesn't identify with that, identifies as lesbian, gay, queer, whatever, other sexual identity, that those are a choice? Like, why are you being into that? It's like, this book was published in 2000, and I was kind of like going back and forth, like, is this like a 2000 thing? Like, maybe at that time she was just going by what she knew at that time. But I'm just like, I don't know if I can give her that space, that benefit, because it's kind of interesting to talk about. Don't be into patriarchy, like, fight the patriarchy, but aren't you feeding into that by by speaking out this kind of rhetoric? Anyways, this just was something that kind of bothered me through the reading. And the other thing that kind of bothered me, but this is the lesser point, and if she traditionally published this, she should. I hope she fired her editor when because the editing was so bad. I'm sorry, it was really bad because I would have like almost every other page to a couple pages. I would have to stop and reread sentences because the structure of the sentence was off, and I was like, I'm reading this wrong, or there's something missing in this sentence. I couldn't know until I reread it and had to like restructure it in my head, um, to like make it make sense because they were like missing commas or apostrophes or whatever. It would be like the what do you call that? The dot, the period, and the comma. Because the things were missing grammatically. So like if she had an editor, I hope she had fired them after that because that was they didn't catch it. I'm giving it's like if it was independent and it was her. I give more benefit of the doubt on that because it is one of those things, it's hard when you're doing things right on your own. So, anyway, overall, I really appreciate this. I think it's an important thing to be reading books around feminism, especially now. But I did have issues around discussions around sexuality. But overall, I I actually did not rate this one, but it's not memoirs, so I'm gonna give it like a 3.5 to 4 star rating. And that is it. I will see you in the next review.